Welcome, Warcraft 2 fans, to game number 3 between Lale and Omed. Exciting series so far. And once again, we're focused on this top left corner, but Omed in the blue, Lale in the yellow. And wow, actually going to be an interesting game indeed if we do look anywhere but this top left hand corner. Omed at the 8 o'clock spot. Lale moving up to the small 9 from the 6 o'clock. This is one of the few times that you ever see this, as players from the 8 o'clock often go to the small 9. But Omed deciding to switch things up, and he'll likely build a second town hall after chopping a piece of tree, I should say, or multiple trees down near the gold mine, which will open up the opportunity for him to place a second town hall quite a bit more close to the gold mine. Meanwhile, that small 9 position oftentimes goes for a duel at the 9 o'clock spot. It'll be in the interest of Omed to scout out the small 9 as quickly as possible, but little could he possibly expect to find his opponent has ran there from the 6 o'clock. Very rare indeed to see a scenario such as this. And it is shaping up to be a bit of a longer game too, as that tree that needed to be chopped, the wood forging party out there doing just that and setting himself up for that duel. A barracks here being placed, but look at the, he'll actually have his grunts pop out on the inside between the farm and the forested area. So he's going to need to build a wall there. Up here, it is not the duel, it's the old fake duel. So the small 9 player deciding to fake a duel, hoping that his opponent will leave his base open, which is possible, as the 8 o'clock is pretty hard to close up, but not probable that he will expect his opponent to be at the 8 o'clock spot. Or is it actually the duel, as a peon heads towards that 9 o'clock section? And yes, indeed, it is the duel from Lale. So he has scouted out, or he did actually no scouting, so no scouting today, and then deciding to go straight for that duel. He'll be building himself a catapult and going up to tier number 2. A perfect opportunity for this 8 o'clock player to put his late game on display. But wait, there's more, as the grunt moves up to the small 9 position, and what? He's going to discover exactly what he did not expect to discover in a small 9-9 duel. So he'll immediately begin putting on the pressure, and this will be a bit surprising to Lale, who doesn't expect to see the grunts in quick succession like that. Normally he would think his opponent's at the 6 o'clock spot, but he indeed started at that 6 o'clock spot. How could this assault begin so quickly? From the 4 to 5 position, will Lale recognize what's going on and adapt correctly, or will he succumb to the early aggression of a cannon tower rush from Omed? And already Omed's the stock and company Omed going up, as he has a 5, count them, 5 attacking units on that farm, which is positioned a little bit insecurely, but easily rewalled. Here comes the catapult to save the day, however. Will he be able to bust through this defense? The cannon tower is up and at him. A guard tower should soon arrive, and he's defending with all that he can do to defend. Able to wall off, kind of, the area. The grunts move in, but here's that catapult to dash all hopes. Or will it dash all hopes as that cannon tower reaches the peons, repairing the guard tower? Still not enough damage to do away with the catapult in time. And there's the rewall. Very good stuff here from Lale, able to keep himself alive against a very, very early assault from the 8 o'clock spot, unexpectedly early. So next step up is gonna actually be a lumber mill for Omed. Probably wants to build some catapults of his own to begin the siege anew. He can continue to repair this tower. He'll have some multiple peons there to do such. But as that guard tower is able to be repaired, not much advancing in the siege lines can Omed do. He can merely try to hold on until catapults of his own arrive. Doesn't seem to be a successful endeavor, however. And there is the first catapult. So, heartily mining from that 8 o'clock spot, while the small 9 spot has been completely shut down. So, things aren't looking too shabby for Omed, although lale, with that successful defense, has begun to set up his counter assault, getting grunts, and likely will chop out in order to deal with any attacking catapults. And attacking catapults is all that his opponent will likely have, so if these grunts are able to move around the map, they should be able to quickly destroy this catapult. Here's the catapult. Now, the defensive catapult does have a guard tower there, which is always a helpful thing. The guard tower is able to protect the catapult as it dashes back into the defensive lines and tries to look at that. So now the offensive catapult is being struck by the guard tower as it would try to chase down. And will that guard tower actually win a duel with a catapult? Not quite, but this really sets up the defending player's catapult for a quick defense if he's able to lob one single blast of doom. But look at the splash damage on this guy, able to deal some of the nice damage and putting that catapult within 80 hit points, so it could possibly be taken out by a single catapult blast. Not likely though. Look at the guys dance around. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen, bringing the opponent's catapult down to six hit points. And Omed's going to realize that there is a chop out with a lot of grunts coming here, as he was able to bring a grunt up there to scout it out. So he's going to build himself a Goblin Alchemist. Interesting choice. I think he's ahead in the technology game. So he wants to be able to blast through these farms and bring some ogres in to crush the remaining defenders. Might have been better to simply go for the Death and Decay, but this is most definitely more quickly done and allows them to strike before he reaches Bloodlust even. So here's that large grunt contingency, which could have actually spelled a doom to Omed if he had proceeded too quickly. So he's going to actually back off the gas, I think, here. Oh no, he's going straight towards Bloodlust. And will these grunts do enough damage? And they are thinking that it's the 4 and the 5 spot. What kind of a crazy Warcraft 2 player would build at the 8 o'clock spot? There's only one serious strategy that is done, and that's not the 8 o'clock duel versus the 9 o'clock small 9 o'clock duel. This is very rare indeed to have happen. One Goblin Sapper ready and waiting, as the grunts are completely at the wrong side of the map, and they're gonna say, whoa, maybe he ran to my 6 o'clock, or maybe he even stayed 8. It seems very unlikely, but it is a possibility, and that possibility suddenly dawns on lale. But is it a little too late, as his huge ogre army strike force is ready, poised, and about to jump right through these unimpeded, defenseless lines of lale. Lale doing a large assault at the 11 o'clock. Or, yeah, maybe he sent a bunch of peons there, but most likely a bunch of grunts. And Bloodlust about to arrive, the small 9, which has been harassed the entire game, completely destroyed. And rather than going for the kill, the grunts are going to move up here and get slaughtered by these attacking ogres. And yet another wave of grunts poised to move in, but these ogres I have Bloodlust, so they should easily able to clean this defensive party up. And if Lale survives, Omed will strike again with another bloodlusted ogre army assault and clench himself victory. Oh, okay, I think that is going to be GG, unless somehow Lale is able to make it up to tier number 3 technology and have bloodlusted ogres of his own. Omed likely will just punch his opponent in the face with bloodlusted ogre fists. And I think Unforgiven knows this. So he's simply going to stare here at the small 9 o'clock position, waiting that inevitable... Oh, actually, Lale close to reaching Bloodlust, but is it going to be in time to dispel this attacking army as his Ogre Mound under assault right now? All right, good stuff here. Farms being destroyed, but Lale has been able to survive long enough for Bloodlust to nearly complete his research, or not actually. Still very far away from reaching Bloodlust. Oh, there's Ogre Mage, just a mere moments away from Bloodlust arriving of his own, but there's already been a huge amount of damage done from the attacking forces of Omed. Omed really had been surprising a lot of Warcraft 2 players with his greatness in his abilities in Warcraft 2, how quickly they evolved. Here's the Bloodlust from Lale, making it a game again. And there's the first of the counter assaults. Quickly cleaned up, however, by the attacking forces. Not a good sign for Lale, and Omed says say. So I think that Omed knows he's going to win. If that is indeed Omed, maybe I got the positions. Yes, indeed, that is Omed. Here's that Ogre Army Assault. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Tune in. Next time we have another Wiki Warcraft 2 audio presentation. Wiki Warcraft 2. Peace out, homies. Lale in trouble. Let's go ahead and fast forward, so you can see the end of this game. Nope, not down. Go forward. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is the end. So, victory going to the black player Omed.